Hello, everybody! Welcome to the show. This is G1 Joe, Plastic Profiles, Then and Now. I am Agent Chuckles, but you can call me James. I'm here with Steven, also known as the Writing Dad. How you doing, Steven?
Hey, guys!
We are starting, we're rebooting. We're the podcast. We're still going to continue on with the comic reviews. That's still going to happen. This Plastic Profiles Then and Now is a second podcast where we get to look at the toys. You know, you can't take the toys out of G.I. Joe. They're synonymous. Any of the media, whether you prefer the comics or the movies or the TV show or any of that, you got to have the toys. And so This is going to be our chance to get our little paws on some toys. At least in digital picture form. So I'm super excited. So our first subject is going to be Breaker and the Ram. Now it's a special case for this one because the newest figure of Breaker comes with the Ram. He didn't come with the Ram originally, the Ram motorcycle. So we're going to look at all of that, the original forms of Breaker and the Ram, and then the classified version. So let's take a look at it. So we're going to start looking at Breaker's original package from 1982. And gosh, they don't make packages like this anymore. And probably I'm going to say that a lot, but this artwork is gorgeous.
Oh, it absolutely is. It is.
Goodness, it just jumps out at you with the explosion, and you've got, this guy doesn't have any weapons, and he's just right thick in the middle of it. And communications officer, codename Breaker, interchangeable snap-on, stay-on accessories, just amazing, just amazing. This picture we have is for the 1982 version, the straight arm figures. Right. I don't know if you had any straight arm figures, but they didn't do the swivel at the bicep. And they're probably more valuable, I suppose, than the swivel arm figures are these days.
I would imagine so, being any first run.
Almost. Yeah, they were the first run, and they're all close to near and dear to my heart. But if I had a choice, I probably would take the swivel arm because you can pose them and make them look like they're holding their guns, or if you're like Breaker, make it look like he's getting ready to break dance.
That's all day.
So then the back of the package, we see the rest of the wave of Joe figures and Cobra figures, Cobra Officer, Cobra Soldier.
This was always like anytime you look at a toy. I think that this is always, obviously, it's a great marketing tool, but as a child, as a kid, you look at this stuff. Yes, you're getting your first figure, but then you look at the back and you're looking at all the awesome stuff that you can get later. Like, oh, okay, I got to check this one off. I got to check that one off because I got to get this one. I got to get that one, and then it's like, oh. So I always liked the back more because it showed all the other figures that I didn't have yet.
Right.
And that I needed to get. Like, I needed to have that in my life.
Well, they even put at the top, create your own G.I. Joe Mobile Strike Force. So you'll grab Breaker and instantly look at the back like, all right, who am I getting next? I haven't even busted him out of the package yet, but I already know I'm going to get rock and roll, and I need the laser guy, and then I need some bad guys. And
Well, it's a big deal when you go buy a toy. When you were able to buy a toy and your parents didn't, when they took you to the toy stores to do this stuff, that it's a choice. It's a huge decision at that time. Like, which one am I going to get?
No, yeah.
Which one? I can only get one. Which one is it going to be? Yeah. And then, you had your eyes on the prize for the next time.
So I'm sure everybody did the lining up of the figures, of the choices. Did you line up on the shelf or did you line them up on the floor?
It was I sat cross-legged in whatever aisle I was in, and I would hold them all together, and because I would try to play this like guilt game.
Oh, right.
Parents, you know, and hold them and be like, oh, I don't know, but this guy really needs this guy because they're best friends, and make up a whole story about them, hoping that I can get an extra one in there. It worked sometimes. Very, very, the number game wasn't on my side.
Oh,
With
sure. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I think I used both. I think I did floor and shelf, whatever was clearer. And yeah. You go, it's only $3 more, or gosh, oh, my big thing was the what I'll do when I get home.
yes.
I'll mow the lawn when I get home, or whatever chore that I've deemed worthy enough of an extra figure.
Right.
And
I would always
yeah,
say, oh, if you do this, if you give me this one also, I will never ask for another one again. Yeah.
yeah.
We all know that wasn't going to happen, but
No, no,
you got to
no.
try what you got to try.
That's right. That's right. So then we've got the flag point. Oh, the flag point. I don't. I remember. I remember sending off for the a Cobra Commander, the hooded Cobra Commander version, and I don't know how I kept my flag points, but I used up those flag points, and basically the only way I used them was when I decided I need another toy, so it's time to dig in the couch looking for change. And then I'd come up with enough. Somehow, Scrooge McDuck must have been sitting on my couch, because I'd come up with enough change to pony together for a, they were only like $1.75 plus like 5 flag points or something like that. Did you ever send off any flag points?
I can't recall,
Hmm.
honestly. The flag points. I'm trying to rack my brain to see if I ever did it. No, I can't say that I have.
Well, do you know the joy of sending off for any toy over the
That I
through the
do.
mail?
I do know the joy of sending anything to the mail because it felt like almost an exclusive.
Oh yeah,
You know,
oh yeah.
that's what it felt like when you would get a toy in the mail like that. It felt like, okay, this is an exclusive. I'm in the know. I'm part of a, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
part of a
yeah.
secret club, and I'm awesome. Like
What toy was it? Do you remember?
He-Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so He-Man, and it was okay, I can't remember his name. It was he was a fish guy, man, and
Merman?
Merman. Merman. I remember him coming in the mail. And that's one of those vivid memories. And as a kid, you had to wait for an eternity, you know. You would wait and wait and wait. Eventually you might forget about it. And then when it came, it was like the biggest surprise in the world. And then you were just, oh, I'm so vindicated in my actions right now.
See, I think I was right there with you pretty much. I
Hmm.
was looking in the mail virtually 2 days later looking for a figure, and then I would completely forget about it. And
Yep.
then this little box the size of grandma's cigarette case would show up, maybe even smaller, I can't remember. And I'd go, "Oh my gosh, I started to slaughter." And then you'd bust him out, and then you'd lose his little baton right away,
Yeah.
but you'd have a new toy. Gosh, I know I did it with Star Wars. I think you could send in M&M wrappers or something. I can't remember. But GI Joe is what, in my mind, cornered the market on mail away promos and that sort of thing.
Nice.
Did you have Breaker as a child?
No, I didn't have Breaker as a child.
Okay.
So when these first run figures came out, I was uh 2 years old. So
Oh, you weren't playing with highly articulated action figures at 2 years old?
no, no.
You mean to
Uh,
tell me you weren't creating your own GI Joe Mobile Strike Force at 2 years old?
I,
Okay,
I was
okay.
actually in basic training.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had the stickers on the bottles, and the lunch boxes. Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
I had Breaker. I think my first Breaker. I think I had the straight arm,
Okay.
and my first figure was Rock and Roll, but Breaker was probably number 2 or 3.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of Breaker. So let's get into his file card. Let's see what this man is all about.
Do it.
Communications Officer, codename Breaker. File name, Kibbey, Alvin R. Primary military specialty, infantry. Birthplace, Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Serial number, RA7577933518. His grade is E4. Breaker is familiar with all NATO and Warsaw Pact communication gear, as well as most world export devices. Specialized education, Signal School, Covert Electronics, Project Gamma. Qualified expert, M16, M19 11A1, MAC-10 Ingram. And then I guess you get a little classified blurb. By the way, he speaks 7 languages. And then we get a quote. They never really, every once in a while they'll attribute who these quotes are from.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably supposed to assume it's, some high up general. Sometimes it's Hawk. They never really say for sure. But at least they generally don't. He's efficient and self-assured, and has an uncanny ability to turn adverse situations to his favor. Well, we know from the comics, he loves him some Hubba Bubba.
Yes, he does.
Which you would think, and if you look at the figure, would get stuck in his beard. I noticed he doesn't really have a beard on the card front, but there is definitely some growth there. So, I don't know. So let's get into the figure. What's your take on old Breaker here?
So when I look at the figure, I always have to remember that these are really old.
Right.
So I have to, get my mind right from then and put myself back when I was, a kid. And honestly, looking at him right there, the figure itself, kind of bland, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot going on. But when you look closer at the chest, you see, okay, he's got a grenade. He has, whatever strap that is. He has a cool helmet, a backpack. And he has this headset thing that he puts on. You combine all of that, that's what makes it cool.
Right.
For me, it was always about the accessories. The figure was cool, great, but it was always about the accessories for me, man. And when you can put it all together, I always like that. That's awesome. And when this figure itself, you put it all together. Now he looks like somebody that's going in. Like, the guy's a communications officer. You get it now.
Right.
Okay. Yeah,
right.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. He's a pretty cool figure. Maybe he should have come with the RAM. My only real criticism, I agree with everything you said. But my only criticism is that he doesn't have a weapon of any sort,
Right.
Maybe a pistol or even a holster on his side that a pistol could go in. But he's got a knife and a grenade, but they doesn't have anything else in between. So he can kill you from afar, he can kill you in close up, but otherwise,
the crazy thing is like it goes from I don't want to say 0 because he's already with a knife, you can do some damage with that stuff, but
right.
Basically he's trying to keep you guys away. This is a last resort guy when you look at the 2 weapons that he has.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm a communications guy. I'm not really a brawler. So if I get caught, I either gonna kill everyone here or I'm gonna take myself out.
That's right.
Information.
He's going to use the grenade on his backpack so that the enemy doesn't get his top secret tech. And then the knife doesn't run out of ammo.
No, it doesn't. You can keep going.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It shows him that he's specialized in these weapons. An M16 was the standard rifle at the time.
Right.
That's the one the other figures came with. They could have just tossed him one, but
I think it would have taken away if he would have done that. And,
right.
And this is me, like, because I would always take my Joes and I would, like, a real life scenario. So if this guy is a communications officer, right?
Right.
That's what I would put him as. That's what he would be. He would be down in the trenches, making sure he's talking to everybody and getting information back from base, whatever.
Right.
And I think that if he would have gotten with a gun, the other stuff, the backpack, the headset, maybe even the helmet, that would have been secondary. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It would be less special.
Yeah.
Right. Your kids would instantly. That's what he is. Else. He is the communications guy. If he gets the gun, the backpack, and the headset, who cares?
You're gonna put him on the front line.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. See, I was fortunate. I was gifted from a grandfather that lived in the area. I guess his grandkids didn't play with them anymore, so I got the headquarters. So once I got the original 1982-ish, I'm not sure what year it came out, headquarters, Breaker spent a lot of time at the computer there.
Nice.
Basically, that's what he did in the cartoon anyway. But once I was watching shows like Tour of Duty, and I was familiar with the radio man in a unit in Vietnam and that sort of thing, then he started getting out in mainframe later on, a computer expert for G.I. Joe. He would be the guy. Because Breaker's in green, the other guy was bright colors. But it took things like that for me to realize how you use a communications guy like that. It's good to have him at the base, but you need one out in the field too.
Right.
And so that's how I used him. He went out on the missions, and he wasn't last. He didn't pull up drag, but he was somewhere in the back. Somewhere, actually, so wherever the officer or the mission leader was, he was usually right next to them.
Yeah.
In my play battles. All right. So there's little details and things that if this was released today, that would be painted. They would have painted the little knife blade silver and probably the handle brown or something, and maybe his belt would have been painted. But yeah, I mean, like you said, these are old. You've got to put yourself back there, and comparing this to a Star Wars figure that there's no contest. These wipe the floor with those original Star Wars figures. They not in terms of paint necessarily, but in everything, articulation, posability, that sort of thing. So, and number of accessories. Everybody came with the same one or two blasters for Star Wars figures. Or a cane and a Yoda, had a cane and a stick. A cane and a snake. So, all right. Well, so the other then G.I. Joe toy we're going to look at is the Ram, the Rapid Fire Motorcycle. So this is the original box of the Rapid Fire Motorcycle, the Ram. And who do you see is on the front? It's Breaker. Why? How do we know that? Not because he has a beard, which he doesn't. It's because he's got the headset.
That's right.
All these graphics, by the way, are from 3D Joe's, and I want to thank 3D Joe's for allowing me to use these graphics, because they're just unbelievable pictures, amazing quality, and it would just be us talking if we didn't have these pictures. So thank you, 3D Joe's.
Thank you, 3D Joe's.
So we got the box for the Ram. You're looking at this and you're like, oh my gosh, this motorcycle has a machine gun on the side. And they even tell you what the machine gun is called. It's the 20 millimeter Gatling cannon. Oh my gosh. Just amazing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, artwork aside, right? Because we've already established artwork is phenomenal.
Sure.
Anytime you got a vehicle, it was the best ever. That was amazing. Like I would get so excited anytime that I would be able to get a vehicle, because it was a special. That it was just awesome with the guns. This guy's going in, he's saving everybody.
Yep. Well, for me, it's like each figure is another chapter of a book. And then you get a vehicle. It's like you've got a whole new story now. You've got a whole new book. What adventures can you go on with this? What desert landscape is he going to come flying through on his motorcycle, and how many cobras is he going to shoot up with his Gatling gun, which I now know is a 20-meter Gatling gun.
That's right.
You know, and
at the time, you don't know what any of that stuff means.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
You just know that he's blasting bad guys.
Yeah. How does he aim it? Who cares? Who knows?
Listen,
if they're in front, they're getting Swiss cheesed.
That's right. Who needs aim when there's a hailstorm?
What is it from Hellboy? I'm a bad shot, but I use really big bullets. Oh man, yeah. This I had the Ram. I had the Ram motorcycle. Breaker was not my default guy though. I think Rock and Roll drove it a lot in my playtime because I broke Rock and Roll's thumbs off pretty quick. And when you're driving a vehicle, you can hide that. So yeah. So Rock and Roll was and it fit the character to me as well. So machine gun thing. So then we'll look at the toy itself, and it seems to translate pretty faithfully to the picture. We've got the big cannon on the side. Mm-hmm. We've got cool stickers, unit markings, American flag. Cool little bike. I assume you didn't have the Ram either. They didn't let you play with the Ram at 2 years old?
No. No.
I was prepared to be shocked. I was prepared for you to go, yeah, I had the Ram. They just didn't give me any fingers. I had that thing all in my mouth. I was like, Awesome. So that's Breaker and the Ram then. So let's look at the modern interpretations from the classified line. Breaker and Ram. There they are there in all their glory. These boxes are amazing. The artwork is great on this particular box. It's great. Some of the other boxes we'll see coming up, the artwork is kind of hit or miss, but everyone's got different tastes. Right. The thing with G.I. Joe is they had the same, I don't know if they used the same artist, but they used the same, at least style. They didn't change the style.
General style is pretty much...
The general style is pretty much the same until you get into later years, and then you've got ninjas kicking everywhere and crazy stuff. But the artwork on this box is great. We've got Breaker. We see the Gatling gun, which comes out. He can hold it away outside of the motorcycle, which was a feature the original toy didn't have.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. And another storytelling device is, well, Breaker's stranded. Good thing he has his 20mm Gatling gun he can, run around with.
So all right. So here, this goes back to when I was first talking about, the accessories and, why he didn't come with a gun or whatever the case may be.
Right.
If I knew nothing about the character,
right,
I would not know that he's a communications guy.
That's right. Right.
I would think that he's a straight up, SWAT type figure. Mm-hmm. The guy's he got a motorcycle. He's got a helmet with a mic. You just think that that's part of, well, of course, he has to talk to people while he's riding his motorcycle.
Right.
His sunglasses, and then, the Gatling gun that comes out. There's nothing there, just looking at it, that says, okay, this guy is a communications guy. Right. So, that's my only, I guess, qualm with the newer version of it. Mm-hmm. It kind of takes away I hate to sound, like a snob or whatever, but it almost takes away the essence of it. The figure itself is dope. The detail is great. It's awesome. The dude looks like a real tough guy. Right. But I can't see him as a communications guy. Like, oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. Hashtag not my Breaker.
Right.
No, I see it. Exactly everything you said, I agree 100% with. If you put that helmet on him, he looks like he belongs in Aliens. Yeah. He should be a galactic or a colonial marine and shooting up aliens and
helicopter. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he looks like.
He doesn't have what makes Breaker Breaker.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. Um. So, if we look at these last few pictures here, so these are pictures I have outfitted to make him more like Breaker, how I see him.
Yeah.
I gave him a pistol and a holster from another G.I. Joe classified figure, and I bought the backpack from a company called Gridiron Studios, and they 3D print parts and things so you can deck them out however you like. And they had this communications officer backpack, which they kind of, wink, wink, not Breaker, wink, wink, wink,
Right.
And so I gave it to him, and yeah, maybe that technology is out of date for modern military, but I think it goes back. It makes him more the Breaker that I know, that I remember, the communications officer,
I agree.
And so we got a few pictures here from few different angles, and yeah, I think
This one is very
I
cool.
think I need to get a helmet for him. I like that helmet as a motorcycle helmet,
Right.
but it doesn't really fit. Nothing about it screams, like you said, it doesn't look like a communication rig. It just looks like that's what you wear when you get on the bike, or that's what you wear when you pilot the vehicle, or
Now,
what have you.
I will say this. In real life, okay, anytime and this is not conjecture. This is actually, I was a SWAT medic for about 2 years, and everybody that's on your team, on your unit, wears helmets like that.
Okay.
So while it's more in tune with what goes on in real life, because you have your helmet and you have your headset, and your headset goes into your helmet and it wraps around just like the figure does.
Mhm.
So they got the accuracy down, but we're also talking about toys too, your figures. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're a kid, it says on the package 4 and up. I think that they could have done a little bit better with it, give them
Mhm.
something. Even the backpack, like you did right there, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think give him a more streamlined helmet and give him
Mhm.
a backpack. It doesn't have to have the wire. We got
No,
Bluetooth now,
right.
but something that will help boost the signal or something, whatever fantasy they want to come up with.
Absolutely.
And then I gave him a pistol because got to have something. He can't. I don't think humans can actually carry that gun around anyway. And so even if he could, he would still need something when he runs out of those big old bullets.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't think I'm alone, but I think I'm going original figure portrays Breaker better, I think.
I would have to go with the original figure as well.
Yeah.
Just because it just stays true to his role, his assignment, I guess.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm with the original figure all day. I like the the look of the new figure, but it just doesn't. It kind of it's it's kind of generic in a sense,
Okay.
because okay, we all know GI Joes are soldiers, all right? Everybody is a soldier. Everybody has a gun. Okay, the only special thing now is that he comes with um the motorcycle,
Right.
you know. But that's it. Like there's nothing just saying, okay, he's a communications officer. This is the guy this guy is one of the most important people out there, because he's getting information from headquarters. He's relaying back and forth what we're doing, what we're seeing, what's going on, what's our next target. That's the guy.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So for me, I'm with you. I'll go original figure all day.
I think we are right there together. Cool. Well, so we like to have fun here, so I think this will be an interesting conversation. So, who would you cast for as Breaker in a movie? Now, there's only one rule, and that's they have to be the actor or actress has to be from the home state of the GI Joe. It can be any sex, any race, anything like that. Just have to be from the home state. And who do you pick?
All right, so I got two.
Okay.
All right. So, and you might
I actually have two as well.
All right, you might think I'm a little crazy.
Okay.
All right, on this one. So,
all right, is this the first pick or the second pick?
This is gonna be the second pick.
Okay.
So I was looking around and I was trying to figure out. So then, there were a few guys. I'm gonna go with Randy Orton as my second pick. And
whoa! Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When I first saw, the newer version of the figure, right?
Okay.
This is a big guy. They're putting him as a big, tough guy, right?
Right.
If you throw some slick back hair on Randy Orton and let him grow his beard out, there's not much tougher in Tennessee than you're gonna get.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I like it.
I could see him RKOing somebody in the middle of a field and then sending out a communication afterwards.
Okay. I like that.
That was my fun one.
Okay. All right. Well, let me pick my fun. I'll pick my fun.
Okay.
So this is my number 2 pick. Now let me preface this by saying this is for a unlimited budget. We want everyone's going to be a star in this movie, no matter how small the role. That's what I'm prefacing this. Because my number 1 pick is more realistic, I think, but this is my number 2 pick. My number 2 pick, JT, Justin Timberlake.
Oh my gosh! I looked at Justin Timberlake and I was just like, man, can I? No, because
he grows that beard out. Grow that beard out.
No,
I'm telling you,
I'm not hating on JT.
Yeah, no,
that's my dude.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He's fantastic. He's underrated.
Yeah. And he'd have such a small part in a G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
That's why I picked him as my number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a guy, like, I think that his voice is just real easy. He's soft. Mm-hmm. Not soft as a person. I'm just saying his voice is, easy going. It's soft. It's
melodic. Yeah.
Right? As a communications guy, that's not who I see. I don't want, if I'm in the middle of a gunfight, I don't want this dude being a crooner. Like, we got bullets hazing everywhere, baby, or whatever. I need somebody that's gonna yell, "We got gunfire!" That's So, but I'm with you though. I was thinking about Justin Timberlake.
We're under heavy fire. I've got my junk in a box. Stop it!
Bye. Like, no.
Yeah. I'm bringing sexy back. Where? What?
Cry me a river.
Yeah. I need a med vac. We're taking heavy cover. Cry me a river. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Basically, my reasoning was the 7 languages. In Gatlinburg, I don't know if you know this, is a very big tourist destination. I think it's like it's as big as like Dolly World, or I've never been there, but it's so my theory is that he learned those 7 languages because he's dealt with all the tourists that come to see it.
Okay.
So he could communicate with them.
That's interesting.
And so that's my number 2 pick. So who's your number 1? Who's your first round pick?
My first round pick, is Johnny Knoxville, dude.
All right.
I'm completely
I saw
serious.
That.
Say this because I feel like Breaker, and this is a bias because of the comics and how easygoing he is, and he always has the bubble gum,
right.
popping. And I think that Johnny Knoxville will just play that role just like to a T.
Right.
I don't know how he looks with a full beard, and he's looking really old right now. But you get that dude in his little helmet. I think that he's gonna liven the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Things are not gonna be dire.
Right.
You got a gunfight going on. Johnny Knoxville is just gonna be okay. All right, we're gonna we're just gonna go ahead and this is crazy. We're probably gonna die, but I'm gonna get all the information out there, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna chew my hubba bubba.
All right. I like that. I like that. Yeah, sort of a Dukes of Hazzard era Johnny Knoxville.
Yes, perfect.
Yep. Yep. All right. So my first round pick played Breaker in a big budget Hollywood movie. DJ Qualls.
Really?
Yeah. Well, do you know who DJ Qualls is?
I do know. This is a real skinny dude.
Yeah, he is. From Road Trip, he was in Supernatural, he was Breaking Bad. But when I saw that dude, when I Googled actors from Tennessee, I saw his face, I go, that is Breaker. Because if there's basically Breaker is the equivalent to being called Mouse in a movie, right? Like the computer guy's always got like Mouse or something like that. Like, right? Like, so who would be the perfect, like, I don't know. He just looks like the tech guy. He looks like,
oh, you know what, dude? I just pulled up a picture right now, right? And he has a full beard.
Really?
And his hair is slicked back.
Ah.
And dude, I can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a jacket on, so he doesn't look anorexic right now. But...
no. He's gonna have to do some push-ups or something to train for this role. But
really get in there. But I can let's see if that works. Like, tell me what you think of.
Oh yeah, there we go.
You see him in a blue blazer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the one that I saw, and I'm thinking, okay, I can see that.
Yeah. He looks very much like the Breaker on the original card. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see, but now my only thing now is again the same thing with my boy JT. The voice is soft.
True. Yeah, his voice is
yes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to see a picture of him to know that okay, this guy is probably kind of a geek. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that because I'm a geek myself, but in my mind, I'm thinking he's not here to help anybody. Like,
well, I think he would suit the Breaker sitting at the computer in headquarters role, as opposed to the field communications guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the guy that's sitting in front of a big computer bank.
Right. Right.
Getting all the information and relaying things to everybody.
Yeah, he's going to spin around in his chair and go, General Hawk, Cobra's just hacked the mainframe, or whatever. Yeah,
that's the dude that's going to get you through all the green lights.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That was fun. I like that. Johnny Knoxville and Randy Orton. Those are your picks, and I got DJ Qualls and Justin Timberlake. Oh, that's funny.
The DJ Qualls thing, but I can see it. I can see it after I saw that one picture.
That's funny. All right, well, viewers, listeners, if you like our picks, let us know. If you disagree, who would you pick? Tell us who you would pick to play Breaker in a big budget Hollywood film. The only rule is that they have to be from the home state. Otherwise, there are no rules. And well, that's great. So, make sure you like and subscribe. I am Agent Chuckles. You can catch me on G1 Joe Podcast. You can email me at the show, g1joepod@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at Agent Chuckles and the number 9, Agent Chuckles 9. Or on Facebook, Agent Chuckles, or, of course, right here is YouTube, Agent Chuckles. Steven, tell us about the Writing Dad.
And I'm Steve, the Writing Dad Mejias. You can catch me on the social media. I go under the One Writing Dad, and you can look up thewritingdad.com. And like always, we talk about raising our kids and all the fun that goes into that.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I had a blast. This was a lot of fun.
This was great. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. Check us out. Yo, Joe, and roll out, everybody.
Roll out.